you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. It's been a long time since I watched the original He-Man, and to be honest, it's a show I've not been that keen to revisit, but it's hard to deny the impact He-Man has had on the childhoods of many adults, with a memorable villain, its flamboyant visuals, and of course, Shame the movie with Dolph Lundgren was a massive pile of shit. The show would later receive a remake in the 2000s, which I have not seen, as well as Kevin Smith's femtad pandering shit show of a remake that I was glad to have not fucking seen. But then news of a new movie came out and manly publicity did not do it justice. But despite the marketing woke-tardation, can it still triumph in the blockbuster box office this summer?
No way.
Well, slutty Alison Brie villainesses and Jared Leto Skeletor-like gentlemen, let's find out as I do my bastardized review thing on Masters of the Universe with no He-Man in the title for some reason. The plot revolves around a young prince named Adam, son of King Rangdo, in the CGI kingdom of Eternia, who sadly isn't as tough and brave as his dad, but suddenly an evil Jared Leto-like villain called Skeletor invades Eternia.
Son of a bitch must pay.
Leading to the sorceress to entrust Adam to escape to Earth with the Sword of Power to keep it from getting into Skeletor's bony hands. But once he goes through the portal, he loses the sword like a idiot.
What a 42-carat plonker you really are!
And 15 years later, he's now working a soul-crushing job in HR. People think he's weird because he doesn't shut up about his hernia and his sword. But later on, he manages to find the sword, which after some hassle leads him back to his childhood friend Teela, who takes him home in the hope he can go from dweeby wimp to muscle-bound badass and defeat Skeletor. By the power of fucking Grayskull, I was pleasantly surprised at how much fun this movie was. The fact it's bombing harder than Peter Kay on a diving board greatly saddens me, because this movie does what a summer release should be doing, giving you likeable characters that entertain and also leave you feeling better after leaving the cinema. And despite the whole toxic masculinity crap in the marketing, this is a movie that actually celebrates masculinity. Christ, throughout the movie, the main lesson to learn is using violence to protect people you love is absolutely necessary. Not only that, it practically mocks the passive-aggressive condescending woke-tardery that has infected our society. Damn, why do I get the feeling the marketing team are deliberately sabotaging this? Despite the running time at over 2 hours and 12 minutes, Masters of the Universe never felt overlong or bloated. It's well paced to the point I didn't feel the length.
Phrasing. Shut up!
Not only that, the cast are dead likeable. Even Jared Leto manages to actually be entertaining.
Really?
No, seriously, he was entertaining. He balances both the goofy, diabolical nature of the character and still manages to be threatening at the same time.
Really?
And thankfully they don't just out of nowhere give him a dumb tragic backstory to justify his evil doings. He is what he is, a cackling villain who likes doing evil things and wants to rule. Even Alison Brie, who stars alongside Leto, hams it up as Evil Lynn and is doing a damn good job at it as well. The rest of the cast does a good job carrying the movie. Idris Elba brings the gravitas, conveying the real strength and wisdom as Adam's mentor Duncan. He's the grizzled warrior fallen from grace, but never gets reduced to an idiot. Even in the moments where he's drunk out of his skull, he still shows there's hints of that honourable badass in there. And thankfully he still shows to be a strong father figure towards Adam, as well as an actual protective father to Teela, played by Camila Mendes, who thankfully manages to play the strong female character without coming across antagonistic, petty, or out to show the toxic male how it's done. No, she's actually likeable, charming, and man does that get-up compliment her assets. Take note, Kevin Smith. James Purevoy also brings gravitas as Adam's father, King Randor, who, despite coming across as the more stern, tough love-giving father, is thankfully never made out to be a tyrannical, toxic arsehole. No, it highlights that he's a man who wants to see his son grow into a strong, protective man, and damn, I'm not going to lie, there's a moment where he tries to open up to Adam, and it almost got me a little teary-eyed. And also all the supporting characters, well, most of the supporting characters that you remember are here. Even Dolph fucking Lundgren makes a cool cameo, and what about the main character himself? Well, Nicholas Galatzine, if I'm pronouncing his name right, is actually pretty likeable as the naive, bumbling version of Adam who starts off as, well,
Pussy.
before showing to be a pretty awesome sword-wielding badass. Is he the He-Man from the original? No, that version was basically a child-friendly version of Conan the Barbarian. But I get why the movie made him different, as it does give him a character arc. He's the underdog who's yet to realise his true strength, and you can really see he is giving it his all. Yeah, it's basically a Team U version of Chris Hemsworth, hell, even a fucking Team U version of Liam and Luke Hemsworth, but he still has enough screen presence and likability to pull off the role. And while the quirky humour he and the rest of the cast have to deliver doesn't always land, it never compromises the sincerity they put into their roles. The movie also feels like a nice throwback to more innocent times. I'm not going to lie, I was actually getting Flash Gordon vibes, which makes sense since Brian May worked on the music, and I'm not going to lie, the theme they used when he finally becomes the badass He-Man, muscle-bound, sword-wielding, badass-type guy really amped me up. Not only that, we get a cool final battle with Queen's Princes of the Universe, making it feel even more epic. Okay, that's originally from Highlander, but it pays off from a reference used earlier, and any reference that combines Flash Gordon, Queen and Highlander is always a win. The World of Eternia doesn't look too bad, but the fact it obviously looks CGI does kind of rob the immersion a little bit, but because of the strength of the actors giving it their all, I did kind of forgive it, and it basically is a live-action cartoon that doesn't pretend to be anything else. It embraces the 80s camp and champions masculinity as well as compassion and understanding towards others. Apart from the flaws I mentioned earlier, it does suffer a little of that modern MCU-style humour that can occasionally become grating. And why the fuck was Adam still banging on about Eternia on air for 15 years? In all those years, did he not read the room and think, oh shit, people think I'm crazy, I better just keep looking for the sword in secret and act like a normal human being until I find that bloody sword? And I'm still questioning what the fuck I'm supposed to think of his F roommate, and the fact he's dressed like an ethnic lesbian grandmother. Also, why did they not cast my friend Starkavine as Skeletor? Seriously, you missed a great opportunity. Not only that, it feels very safe and generic, but those are just nitpicks in what is basically mindless popcorn fun. And for fuck's sake, go out and help the box office of this movie. We are living in a time where we are starved of actual good blockbusters, especially when we got this shit coming up. So overall, despite its flaws, this is a fun sci-fi adventure that by the power of Grayskull has the power. And whether you beautiful bastards are Northern English or not, thanks for watching. But right now that's me done, and I'm off to the pub.